Oh dear, that's very hard. Favourite poems that I read as a child? You can look up some of these. I used to like the one that goes, "Is there anybody there?" said the traveller, knocking on the moonlit door. So you can look that up. That's by somebody called Walter de la Mare. I like the one about McCavity the cat. That's by T.S. Eliot, and you can look that one up. And you may have heard of the musical Cats. Well, some of the poems that man T.S. Eliot wrote, the McCavity one is one of those. And I like that. The thing about McCavity is that every time you look for him, he's not there. Something mysterious about him. So I like that. I like a lot of the speeches in Shakespeare, all right, and you can see some of these on our YouTube channel, and I like those. There's a terrible one where a man called Clarence in the play Richard III imagines what it would be like to be pushed off the deck of a boat and then sink in the sea and drown. He imagines it and he paints the pictures of it. So you can look that one up as well. So there's some. I love the poems by a man called Langston Hughes. He wrote a wonderful poem called I Too Sing America. And in that poem he imagines he's thinking about somebody who is not allowed to eat with the people that he cooks for. And then he promises himself that next time he will eat with them. And he's very proud, wonderful African-American poet. So what else? Oh, I can remember some poems by a man called W.B. Yeats that my mum used to like. And there's a line from one of them that goes, "Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams." Wow, what a great idea. That you've got to be careful because you might tread on the things that I dream about. Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams. I can remember that. That's a lovely poem. So there we are. There's just a few. I could think of lots more, but maybe I'll leave it at that. The Listeners by Walter de la Mare. "Is there anybody there?" said the traveller, knocking on the moonlit door, and his horse, in the silence, champed the grass of the forest's ferny floor, and a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveller's head, and he smote upon the door again a second time. "Is there anybody there?" he said. But no one descended to the traveller. No head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his grey eyes, where he stood, perplexed and still. But only a host of phantom listeners that dwelt in the lone house then stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down to the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveller's call. And he felt in his heart their strangeness, their stillness answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf 'neath the starred and leafy sky. For he suddenly smote on the door even louder and lifted his head. "Tell them I came, and no one answered, that I kept my word," he said. Never the least stir made the listeners, though every word he spake fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house from the one man left awake. Aye, they heard his foot upon the stirrup and the sound of iron on stone, and how the silence surged softly backward when the plunging hoofs were gone. Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun
the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought, so rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And, as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, calloo, callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe.
Washing up. On Sundays, my mum and dad said, "Right, we've cooked the dinner, you two can wash it up." And then they went off to the front room. So then we began. First there was the row about who was to wash and who was to dry. My brother said, "You're too slow at washing. I have to hang about waiting for you." So I said, "You always wash. It's not fair." "Hard cheese," he says. "I'm doing it." So that was that. "Whoever dries has to stack the dishes," he says. So that's me, stacking the dishes while he's getting the water ready. Now, quite often we used to have mustard with our Sunday dinner, and we didn't have it out of a tube. One of us used to make it with the powder in an egg cup, and there was nearly always some left over. Anyway, my brother, he'd be washing up by now, and he's standing there at the sink, his hands in the water. I'm drying up, and suddenly he goes, "Quick, quick, 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 come over here, you're going to miss it, quick, 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 come on, you'll miss it." "What?" I say, "Quick, quick, quick, come on, in the water." And I say, what do you mean, "Give us your hand, he says. And he grabs my hand, and then my finger. "What?" I say. "That," he says. And he pulls my finger under the water and stuffs it into the egg cup with leftover blobs of old mustard stuck to the bottom. It's all slimy. Oh, horrible! I was an idiot to have believed him. So I go on drying up. Suddenly, I feel a little speck of water on my neck. I look up at the ceiling. Where'd that come from? I look at my brother. He's grinning all over his big face. "Oi, cut that out!" He grins again, sticks his finger under the water in the bowl and... "Oi, it got me right in my face." Did it? He's well pleased. So now it's my turn. I've got the drying up cloth, haven't I? And I've been practicing for ages on the kitchen door handle. Now he's got his back to me, washing up, and out goes the cloth like a whip. And he catches him right on the... Ow! That hurt! I didn't hurt you. Now it's me grinning. So he goes, "All right, let's call it quits." "Okay," I say. 1-1, fairy squarey. So I go on drying up. What I don't know is that he's got the empty washing up bottle under the water. Blub, 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 blub. It's filling up with dirty soapy water, and next thing it's out of the water and he's gone and it's squished all over my face. "Got you in the mush," he says. "Right, that's it," I say. "I've had enough." And I go upstairs and I get his old bicycle cape. Yeah, one of those capes that you can wear
when you ride a bicycle in the rain. So I come down in the bicycle cape and I say, OK, I'm ready for anything you've got now. You can't get me now, can you? So next thing, he's got the little washing up brush and it's got little bits of meat fat and squashed peas stuck in it. And he's come up to me and he's up, under the cape with it, and he's working it round and round under my jumper and under my chin. So that makes me really wild, and I make a grab for anything that'll hold water, dip in the sink and fling it at him. Yeah, what I don't know is that while I went upstairs to get the cape, he's got a secret weapon ready. It's his bicycle pump. He's loaded it with the dirty washing up water by sucking it all in. He picks it up and it's squirt again all over my hair. Suddenly, the door opens. Have you finished the... It's Mum and Dad. Just look at this. Look at the pair of them. And there's water all over the floor, all over the table. And all we've washed up is 2 plates and the mustard pot. My dad says, you can't be trusted to do anything you're asked, can you? He always says that. Mind you, the floor was pretty clean after we'd mopped it all up. Now, it'd be great if you subscribed. That is, you become a subscriber. Look out for the subscribe button. What happens, you see, is that I make new vids every few months, and then I post them up 1 a week. So if you subscribe, you get to see the new ones just as they come hot off the press.